I always start on the bottom. I don't know. Seems like whatever's the hardest, I try to get that out of the way first. That way, if he gets bored with me, and he probably will before I get done. See, this stuff, I can put it, it's probably good for hand spinning, but I want it a little longer for my hand spinning stuff, so I'm going to put it in my third pile. You can do whatever you want. But with feet stuff, I put it in my third. And that way I just don't have to, I'm not going to take that much time. If I get second cuts, that's going to be alright. If it's slightly webbed, that's alright. And I'm just taking care that I see everywhere where I put the scissors so I don't get his delicate skin. On his foot, his heel doesn't grow that much wool, but under his toes it does. So what I try to do is just make it flat. Don't go too short, but it's all the same length. Because as you can see, they grow a lot of wool down there, and it can get matted up. And then they start walking wobbly. We don't want them walking wobbly. We want them walking straight. And I try to be gentle when I'm pulling on his leg. And he's pretty relaxed. So I'm just going to putting just firm but gentle pressure down on his knee. Being careful where I cut. And also another little trick I learned is when you put your scissors in, get the tip out. Then you're sure where it is. When you're cutting blind, just take your time. Behind the little chin. Little ankle. Some of this could be seconds, but I'm going to put it in my third. I have a lot of wool, so I don't have to be that picky. Some of you only have 1 or 2 rabbits. You can be more picky. I don't go all the way to the skin. Now see, some of this slightly webbing. It's definitely long enough to be prime, but I don't want it in there. Prime is for my yarn to be milled, and we don't want any webbing. That's all hand spinning. That's good hand spinning. Yeah. Seconds. Other little stuff, I can make a pile here, and then I'll grab it and put it over in the thirds. Now this stuff, it is prime. It's beautiful. But alas, I don't want it messing up my yarn, so it goes to be dyed later. That's in a separate bucket over here. See, some of this is really nice. That's good. This, yeah, it's good. Got some heat on it. I just want to get as close to the butt as I can. Oh wow, jeez. You're being a good boy. We got all this area, and this takes some time. I did that yesterday. Here's some more. We're getting kind of close to his little equipment, so be real careful. I try to take my time because we want this to be enjoyable. Seconds, a little bit of pee, that's not bad. So he'll want to do this again and again and again. Oh, baby. Oh, he's so relaxed. He's like, whatever. Do me. Do me. Now, if I brush these little pieces of poo, just little tiny pieces, that's not bad. That'll probably go in the garbage, whatever I get in my brush. Or you can save it. That just saves time for when I hand spin or... Okay, yeah. Now what I'm doing in here, looks like I'm doing blind, but I'm feeling where his tail is. He's got some prime in here. So his little tail, I'm going to run my finger right over his tail. So I'm going to cut well above his tail because I'm going to follow my finger. He likes his tail. And we want him to keep it. So we got quite a bit of wool. See this little short stuff? Thirds. That'll go in that part pocket. Second cuts. Some of this is prime, but you know, that'll be hand spun. It's slightly wet back there being his tail. It's not really good. Not really the good stuff. And I don't expect to get a whole lot of prime from this guy being as young as he is. His next coat should be wowzers. Because he is a purebred giant. And both his parents are pretty awesome. Now he's about 7 pounds, 12 ounces. That's seconds. At 6 months. He's on the smaller side. He was the runt. And he's feeling a little long in the shoulders. We'll see more when he gets naked. So he's not going to be probably one of my best guys. He's a so-so guy. But look how calm he is. As a teenager, oh my gosh. This is good. This is good. Anyway, we got 1 foot done and a tail. 1 foot and a tail. There's more thirds. See, on their knees, they don't get a whole lot of prime. So, that's multi-length. Multi-length. That's hand spinning. When I get further down on his leg, that'll be prime. Yeah, that's 1 leg. You can see his belly. Kind of webbing. Ooh, look at this stuff. Let's get this stuff out of the way. There's a toenail. And another trick I learned, I kind of did it backwards on this guy, but if I trim his toenails and then blew him out, all those pieces of toenail won't be in his fur. No. It'll minimize it anyway. Okay. We'll take a shears to that here in a little bit. We're going to work on the other foot. Since you're being such a good boy. Look at that. That's darn near prime. Isn't that nice? I'm feeling where his foot is, so I'm not cutting his little toes. Oh, and that's pretty. Short. What are you doing, baby? Such a good boy. I'm always being careful where I'm putting the scissors. These are sharp. Yep. Short stuff. Hand spinning. My seconds. If I do a good job sorting now, yeah, then I don't have to later. Depending on the rabbit, they might get impatient. But you know, we'll work on them until he or I get tired or we get done. One of those three things. Hand spinning. My hand spinning, as you might have noticed, I'm probably not as particular as getting all the seconds out. I get some, but I can sit there and take it out when I'm spinning. Get stuff on it, sweetie. Some people use shears on their legs. I don't know. I tried it once and it just, I don't know, it didn't work. So I just use the scissors. And I get as much as I can. This is going to be thirds, real short. We're going to trim it up. And we're getting towards his back here. You're such a good boy. Oh, good stuff. So I get such a pile here. That's all probably thirds. I'm going to brush this out just a little bit. He's got such baby fine holes still. Oh my gosh, it's so soft. You're such a good boy. Look at that beautiful stuff. It's still, it's almost prime, but we're still going to put that in my hand spinning. That's I like the hand spin. Okay, we're getting back down to underneath his thigh. See, that's pretty short. That's been sheared before. Look at you. We're going to do the inside of his thigh. Always being careful where I put the scissors so I don't poke him. Off of his knee.